This is the introduction. So articulations are joints, and they exist wherever two bones meet.
There is a relationship between the joint mobility and the joint strength. So whenever movement is not, or whenever the movement is required and there's, oh my gosh, okay, whenever there's a lot of movement and movement's constant, it's less stability, and so that's an example of like the shoulder joint because it moves like all the time.
And then what was it? So the no movement is like the joints of the skull, so they're stronger.
I think we're good.
This is the classification based on range of motion. So synarthrosis, they're immovable joints and they have fibrous connections, so that's like the sutures in your skull.
Amphiarthrosis is whenever the joints are slightly movable, and so that's like the tibia and the fibula in your leg.
Diarthrosis/synovial, so they're freely movable and they're connected by fibrocartilage, and that's like your shoulder again.
Okay, this is the synarthrosis joint types. So the first one is a suture, which are like the sutures of the skull that hold all the bones together. So the bones are interlocked by dense connective tissue called fibrous tissue. Like all, yeah.
The next is gomphosis, and that's ligament binding between each tooth and bony socket, so that's like your teeth, even though this one doesn't have teeth, like that.
And then synchondrosis is the bones that are held together by an interosseous membrane. So it's like the first pair of the ribs and then the sternum, so like the cartilage that holds those together.
These are the amphiarthrosis joint types. So syndesmosis is the fibrous ligaments connection between the tibia and the fibula, so like right here.
And then the symphysis is the cartilaginous connection by a fibrocartilage pad between the right and left bones of the pelvis. So it's this thing that like connects the two coccyx things.
These are the characteristics for the synovial joints, which is the shoulder and the hip. So articular cartilages don't let bones come in contact. And then, what's the next one?
It's a joint capsule, so it's lined with a synovial membrane, which is like articular cartilage, so they don't touch.
And then it also has synovial fluid, which provides lubrication.
So these are the types of synovial joints, and so there's a gliding joint, which is like the joint that connects the clavicle to the sternum, and then it's a flat bone, so then it makes like less movement, so your clavicle doesn't move, but like there's a little bit.
Next is the hinge joint. So that's like the elbow, and it permits angular motion in only a single plane.
And then the pivot it permits rotation only, so in your neck, in your head can only go side to side, and it can't like go all the way backwards because of the pivot.
Okay, and then the condylar is like your wrist, and it's the oval articular face within a depression on opposing surface, and it's the angular motion in two planes.
The saddle joint is like your thumbs, so they can like move. And then it's like articular faces that fit together like a rider in a saddle.
And then ball and socket is like your shoulder again, and it's the round head of one bone rests within a cup-shaped depression in another, and it's all the combinations of movement.
So these are the movements of the synovial joints. So the first one is gliding, and it's whenever nearly flat surfaces or bones glide past each other or over each other. So that's the clavicle, so it like goes over top of the sternum.
So next is flexion, which is decreasing the angle of the joint, so that's like flexing your arm, rolling your arm up. And then extension is you increase the angle of the joint, so you put it back down. And hyperextension, excessive extension, move it beyond normal anatomical position, so that's like your wrist going backwards.
then abduction is whenever you're okay. Stop. Whenever you like abduction is whenever you like move your arm away from the anatomical position, and then adduction is when you like bring it back to the anatomical position.
And circumduction is moving the distal part in a circular motion, so that's like turning your skull. That. And then rotation is you turn on a pivot in a circular motion. Oh wait, no, I messed this up.
Oh my god. Wait, what was it?
I sang on the. Okay.
Oh.
I mean, circumduction is a circular motion, so that's like that.
Yeah.
And then rotation is when you do it on a pivot, so that's the skull.
All the way around. Okay. Pronation is whenever you flip your hand this way, and then supination is when you like open them.
Okay, and then inversion is turning the sole of your foot inward. Can you see that? That way. And then eversion is turning the sole of the foot outward. He's like sideways.
I know.
That way.
There we go.
There we go.
What's that? Dorsiflexion is whenever you you didn't make it. Dorsiflexion is whenever you flex your foot like ankle bone up and your toes go up, and then plantar flexion is whenever you point them down and your toes go down.
Opposition is movement of the thumbs and the little fingers toward each other, like this. And then reposition is the return to the anatomical position.
Reposition is protraction is whenever you move a body part towards the horizontal plane. So whenever you like push your jaw forward like this, and then retraction is whenever you like bring your jaw back.
Elevation is the upward movement, raising of a body part vertically, so that's like closing your mouth. And then depression is the downward movement, lowering the body part, so that's like opening your mouth.
And then lateral flexion is whenever you like crack your neck, because you move your head, movement of a head or trunk laterally away from the middle. So you're like,
The end.
yay!